everybody, welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. My name is Boomy, and thank you for watching, my lovelies. Now, today, guys, we're going to be watching what I think might be some history and a little bit of geography, kind of mixed together, you know, the best of all things. I do quite like geography. Even if I don't understand it in the geological level, you know, I enjoy it very much. Right, okay, so this video is called The Rock That Proves Oregon Was a Mistake. Now, that sounds like rage bait. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, what do we mean Oregon was a mistake? It's an actually one of the most beautiful states in America, in my humble opinion. And bear in mind, I have not visited. But Oregon, it's definitely up there near the top, you know. I don't think there's a single state, actually, that I don't want to visit. They are all absolutely beautiful in their own way. So anyway, so this is, looking at the thumbnail, this is erratic rock. Okay. Let's check out what's erratic about erratic rock. Now, this video has been requested by the wonderful David. Thank you so much for requesting this, my lovely, via email. So let's check this video out, guys. I've seen erratic rock. Why would it be? Why is? Do you know what, baby? Just shush. I do an awful lot of talking, and let's just watch the video. Guys, if you are enjoying these reactions as well, I'm in a sunny mood today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Thank you so much, my lovelies. If you're interested, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account, and that link is over here. Yep, there. And if you'd like to help support the channel any further, I have a Patreon account. And if you want to check that out at all, that link is in the description below.
There's no river that can move this, and humans definitely didn't bring it here. So how did it get here? And more importantly, how did this rock help create one of the most agriculturally productive regions on the planet? Unfortunately, the rock, well, it's just a rock, and it doesn't have the answer to this story. But it does provide us with a very valuable clue. A clue that reveals an amazing geographic story. But to tell that story, we have to go about 80 miles northeast into the heart of the Columbia River Gorge. Okay. We're gonna do that right now. Oh.
I'm Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
And I'm Alexa.
Hi, Alexa.
Together, we're exploring the history and geography of the world, one place at a time.
Ooh.
We have made it to the literal heart of the Columbia River Gorge National Scenic Area. And if you didn't know exactly where this area was, right here where we're standing is Oregon, but across the Columbia River, which is where the gorge gets its name from, is Washington. Yes. But there's one very interesting geographic quirk about the Columbia River Gorge. Okay. If you look on the Washington side, it's gonna be a lot sunnier. And on the Oregon side of the gorge, it's a lot, well, not sunny. And that causes two things. One, there's a lot less vegetation on that side because it's a lot more arid, less water. Also means that because there's a lot less vegetation, there happens to be a lot more erosion and mudslides. And so the Washington side happens to be a little less dramatic, which you're gonna see a lot of the gorge later today. But for now, this is a really beautiful area. We're gonna take a walk down and see a little bit more of the gorge.
We are here in winter, and it is so cold. I did not bring the right attire. We are on the sand right now along the Columbia Gorge, and there is frost on the sand. Or you might say, there's snow on the beach. If you're a Swiftie, you know what I mean. It's a song.
So is there literally like two noticeably different kind of weather fronts on either side of the Columbia River? Is it as dramatic as that? It kind of sounds a bit similar to the border between Wales and England. There are actually some points on the border where crossing over it, you will literally cross into a completely different weather system altogether. I'm thinking more along up the north where there's mountains. So we always used to say in Chester that the Welsh mountains protect us from an awful lot of bad weather that a lot of places in the northwest will experience. But yeah, it literally is as crazy. You drive and that's all it is. The border isn't a wall or anything. It's just an invisible boundary. You drive across the border and you will go from a sunny, clear day. At times, and I'm not joking, I have seen this, you've driven straight into snow. And that boundary, I don't think it's as dramatic as you can see. There's two different weather, systems going on or anything like that. But you drive across the border and it happens within minutes. You can see there's like a noticeable change. Snow, a lot of rain. I've seen it. I'm not lying. It's a thing. Very pretty.
It is very cold here in the Columbia River Gorge today, but in terms of weather, we lucked out. Blue sky, sunny, it's cold, but I mean, in the Pacific Northwest in January, this is very rare. Whew. Beautiful.
Now you might be wondering, what does a 90-ton rock have to do with the Columbia Gorge? Especially since it's like over 60 miles away. See, the indigenous oral histories from this area tell stories of the big river really washing away a lot of the world. Now, the Columbia Gorge is a big river, but what they were talking about was a much larger river than what we see here today. And we have some specific examples. So the Kalapuya people here in the Columbia Gorge tell stories of a big flood or Otswin in one of their key stories.
Is this like once the melting of around the end of the Ice Age, the melting of all the glaciers and the ice formations that are around? Is that the source of the mass flooding here, like a huge river?
But it's not just those types of oral histories, it's also in the names of a lot of the things in this area. See, the Sahaptin people have the indigenous name Lalik for Rattlesnake Mountain, and that stood for stands above water. But if you look up Rattlesnake Mountain, there's no water,
there.
Which kind of gives us a bit of a clue that maybe at one point there was a whole lot of water there.
And just so we're super clear, Rattlesnake Mountain is actually about 100 miles north into Washington, the drier scablands area of Washington state, not here on the Columbia River Gorge, because obviously there is a lot of water here.
Yeah. We would have loved to have made it out there, but just didn't fit in the timeline for today.
We've mentioned the scablands, but what exactly are they? Located in southeast Washington, the channeled scablands are a massive region defined by deep, dry channels and a total lack of soil.
Are they called scablands because they look like scabs? Is that how they actually got their name? They're trying to scan, see if... Is there any mention that that's how they got their name? I can't see anything there. Do you know, guys, let me know in the comments if that's how they got their names. It doesn't conjure up images of beauty, does it? But they look nice from here.
To the early settlers, the land looked scabbed or wounded.
Yeah.
Interestingly, the very same power that carved the lush Columbia River Gorge also created this desert-like terrain. Though, the results couldn't look more different.
All right, my feet are freezing. Pro tip, don't wear Converse in 40-degree weather. I should have known better. But we're gonna warm up. We're gonna go get some coffee, some tea, and probably get in our car in just a minute to heat up a little bit.
Oh yes, that sounds like a good time. Go get some coffee.
Gotta stay warm. Gotta get that heartbeat pumping.
Converse on that frosty beach. Oh no!
Okay, so technically we're here in Hood River, Oregon, and we didn't technically need to come all the way out here to start the story, but if I'm being really honest, I love this town. You should certainly come here if you ever are visiting Oregon, because it is a very cute town.
It is so cute. Unfortunately, it's a little early, so a lot of things are closed. I would love to have gone to that bookstore.
But not coffee.
Yeah, thank goodness.
All right, Alexa's got her caffeine.
Got my matcha and a chocolate croissant.
Means it's time for us to hit the road because it's a long day of filming and driving.
Woohoo!
So goodbye, Hood River. Up next,
the lights
you'll find out.
Oh, that looks beautiful there. It does look very cute, doesn't it? The skies are so gorgeous, but I imagine, you know, very cold.
Driving through the Columbia River Gorge is a bucket list experience.
Yeah.
You're boxed in by dramatic landscapes, from sheer rock faces to lush, rain-soaked canopy. But while the cliffs are impressive, the waterfalls are the main event.
Yes.
We're about
yes,
to pull
yes,
off
yes.
at one of the most legendary spots in the gorge to see that power up close.
And we've made it to our next spot, which is
Drum roll.
Multnomah Falls.
Oh.
it's gonna be very cool as we get closer to it. If you've never been to Oregon, this is easily one of the most traveled destinations
Multnomah
within the
Falls.
entire state.
Yes.
Most people come to Multnomah Falls because it's the largest waterfall, certainly in Oregon, definitely one of the most accessible waterfalls too.
And it's not that far from Portland.
And if you happen to come here during winter, like we are, there's almost nobody here. If you come here during summer, you best have a permit because you ain't getting in otherwise.
Oh, busy. Memorial Highway.
Now it's winter, but we're at a waterfall. I gotta test the water. I wanna see how cold it is.
Don't do it.
My
Don't do it. The water looks so still. I think that's a bit of a giveaway as to how freezing this water is going to be. It looks gorgeous this time of year. These sceneries, they look so still and calm. You'd never guess the water's going to probably be as cold. You know what? How cold would you say it is? Well, it's not frozen, but I don't know. How,
guess is gonna
how
be
cold?
very, 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 very cold.
Yeah.
Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, that stings. That's how cold it is. We didn't just take you guys here because this is a really pretty waterfall. It is a very pretty waterfall, but this actually does tie into our story at least a little bit. Because if you look next to the waterfall here, you see this sheer rock cliff face. That doesn't happen under normal circumstances. Most places have more varied topography, more crunchiness, for lack of a better word, which means that whatever moved our 90-ton boulder is also partially responsible for this. And it's definitely responsible for Multnomah Falls itself. It would not exist were it not for that same event, which is why I'm so thankful that it happened. But we'll get to that in a little bit. For now, I'm seeing a bridge up here that we can go up to, and that looks very picturesque.
It's a gorgeous example of a waterfall, isn't it?
So
Can you feel the water
I know I
from the
said
bridge?
that there's basically nobody here, but this is really incredible. There's like nobody here.
Yeah.
Like come in winter. Because not only do you get the place almost to yourself, but the waterfall is also so much bigger and grander in winter for the obvious reason. A lot more rain.
You have to have rain to have a waterfall.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, in summer it's still there.
Sure. More rain, more waterfall.
You want to see that big voluptuous waterfall? Oh my gosh!
Now, obviously you guys can't feel it, but the force of the water is literally causing sort of like a backdraft. So all this wind comes rushing at us. And that is just a lot of water coming down. It is just so incredible. And if you can imagine it, if you want to take the role of our 90-ton rock, at some point it was here, or at least near here, bouncing its way all the way to, well, the middle of the Willamette Valley. Kind of fun to think about. And up goes the hood.
Gotta protect the hair.
Gotta protect that pretty hair.
No, but so it doesn't get frizzy.
All right, one last thing to mention. Since we're here, if you do come to Multnomah Falls, you can hike up to the top of it. It's only about a mile. Gives you a really good view. It's not as good of a view of the waterfall, obviously, because you're at the top of it. But if you really want to make a day of it, about 7 miles hike inland is Larch Mountain, and that's a stunning hike. Definitely got to do it.
Meanwhile,
Oh man.
All right, well, we are actually getting blasted by water
So
here, and there's more to show you in the gorge, so time to head back down to the car and get this train moving again.
But once again, Converse, not the right shoes here.
Oh no!
She should have known, it's the gorge.
Oh, Alexa, as nice as your Converse are. I should get some Doc Martens. That waterfall is absolutely stunning. Do you know what was surprising is that it doesn't sound like it's ear-splitting loud. Like normally, like waterfalls, if you're that close to them, you can hear them and they're very thunderous, aren't they? It didn't sound too noisy there. Gosh, it's gorgeous. So even the drives are amazing. Oh.
So it's actually a really good thing that we're going up because I don't know if you guys can tell, it's really foggy. Which also means I don't know what it's gonna look like when we do get up there.
Eerie. Spooky. Oh no, it's kind of cleared. Oh. Got a bit of a rolling mist going on there. Oh, doesn't it look amazing?
So good news is that we've beaten the fog at least a little bit. The bad news is that what we wanted to show, the Columbia River Gorge, which is right here, is still very much encased in fog. If you ever want to get a good view of the Columbia River Gorge, come to the Portland Women's Forum Scenic Point. It's one of the lesser known scenic points here, but don't come when it's foggy. I don't know what to tell you. We're gonna try and move up the gorge a little bit to another place called Vista Point, which is much more popular. See if we can find something else.
It's like whenever you want to get a good view of the Golden Gate Bridge, isn't it? That darn fog.
There's just no accounting for weather on filming days.
No.
Even when it appears at first glance to be a really nice weather day.
We made it to Vista House and we have a better view. You still see a lot of fog, but if you look over the fog, you can actually see the Columbia Gorge. So maybe it'll clear up over the next few minutes.
It's so thick. That's not going to clear up in the next few minutes. But we can see. That's the
Flowers,
point.
maybe. Oh, it looks like a lovely place to visit.
I promise the Columbia Gorge exists just over there.
Alexa, how would you describe the Columbia Gorge?
Super duper pretty.
Very pretty. Very dramatic, maybe. It's very dramatic. And what do you think created the Columbia River Gorge?
A glacier.
But I know.
I don't know that you do know. I'll give you a hint. It's right there in the name.
Columbia Gorge? I'm so confused right now.
The Columbia River.
The river, okay. Yes, yeah.
I did not see that one coming.
The point being is that, so like rivers around the world create very dramatic topography, right? The Columbia River created the Columbia River Gorge. The Colorado River in the American Southwest created the Grand Canyon. But there is something a little more unique about the Columbia River Gorge, because while the Columbia River definitely would have caused this sort of large indent, as rivers always do, the dramatic nature of it, which you can't really see right now, was caused by a little extra something. You don't just get the Columbia River Gorge with just the Columbia River.
That's the thing I know.
And that's the thing that you're not gonna find out here, because we need to go to one more place.
Bum, bum, bum.
So let's head to
Rocky Butte.
Let's say the city.
Oh.
So let's head to
Portland.
right. Oh, and one more thing before we leave. So at Multnomah Falls, we envisioned ourselves as the rock bouncing along. And so again, if you want to imagine it, the rock sort of came all the way through the gorge here and kept on going down. I don't know if it ever made it to Vista Point itself, but it definitely came nearby it. And the rock's journey continues.
That is a big rock. So the rock was carried just by the river. There must have been so much water rushing through that river. I still say glacier might be likely. Although they're slow moving though, aren't they?
We are in luck because as we were going through the gorge, the fog cleared up a little bit. Actually cleared up a lot of it.
Yeah, it's great here.
Portland, It's nice.
Let's see what the rock looks like though. We'll see if our luck continues.
I'd love to visit Portland.
This is really beautiful up here. You can see Mount St. Helens very clearly, Mount Hood
Oh my gosh.
very, very clearly. Easily a place you should come to in Portland if you ever visit, especially if it's a clear day.
Now you might be wondering, where is it in Portland where we can see the beautiful Mount St. Helens, Mount Hood,
Yeah.
Columbia Gorge, and on this side, all of Portland?
Somewhere really high
This
up?
is Rocky Butte, which is
Okay.
a really interesting place here in Portland.
Yes.
It's an extinct cinder cone butte, and it is one of the few volcanic features that you can still find here in Portland. So you got Powell Butte, you got Mount Tabor, and you have Rocky Butte. But here's the thing. There used to be a whole lot more of these volcanic features. Instead, what you see, and you can kind of tell right now, is Portland is pretty flat. And there is a very specific reason why that is the case.
What is it? Tell me.
But I'm gonna kick it over to Jeff.
Fine, don't tell me.
Okay, so we can't really hide it anymore. There's a very specific reason why the gorge looks the way it does, why all of Portland is so flat, and why, as we're gonna find out, this area is so agriculturally productive. And it comes down to one thing, the Missoula floods. Now imagine, back
Not
10 to
crazy.
15,000 years ago, there was a massive ice dam up in sort of like Montana, northern Washington area.
Oh.
And as the planet started to warm, that ice dam would break and water would come rushing out and it would flood
great
the entire
flood.
region, all down through the gorge and then into here in Portland. At its height, water would reach about 1,000 feet higher than it is now. Here in Portland, probably about 400 feet. And this would happen again and again and again and again, about every 50 years. And every time it did, it would race through Washington, picking up sediment and soil and dirt, and it would race down through the Columbia Gorge, carving the massive cliffs that we see today. And then it would come
Right.
here into the Willamette Valley and flood down through where the Willamette River is today and deposit all of that soil on the ground. And of course,
Wow.
the thing that it did that's most pertinent to our video today is that it carried huge, massive rocks and boulders and deposited them where they have no earthly reason to be.
Like erratic
It's why
rock.
Portland is so flat relative to places like Seattle or San Francisco, which also major West Coast cities, very much not flat. And it's why this area happens to be home to such a major city and just so agriculturally productive. All because of one prehistoric glacial event that, had it not happened in the exact way that it did, well, we probably wouldn't be here right now. And just like that, we're in wine country. Oregon wine country to be exact. Although, unfortunately, the fog did follow us here. We can't escape it today. So now that we
brought it
know
by
that the
weather.
Missoula floods largely caused, well, everything that happened in the Willamette Valley, one of the big things is that it actually created one of the most agriculturally productive regions on the planet, which is why here, of all places, is one of the best wine regions of the country. Because as the ice dam that broke and caused the Missoula floods happened again and again about every 50 years, hundreds of times, it kept bringing all this silt and soil and depositing it right here in the Willamette Valley, causing, well, a place where really good wine can be made. Unfortunately, we can't look out and see all the vineyards, but that's just been the story of the episode today. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it, but this soil
See.
right here, easily some of the most agriculturally productive soil on the planet. And it's all thanks to the Missoula floods and partially Washington State because we kind of stole all their soil.
Oregon has a long history of winemaking. It dates back all the way to the 1840s when the first grape came from Iowa as travelers were going through the Oregon Trail.
Yeah,
Now,
yep.
Oregon wine didn't necessarily get started right then and there, and it didn't bloom until the 1960s. Just like other parts of the country, the Prohibition era in the 1920s really put a damper on any, well,
Winemaking,
wine
yeah.
or liquor making. In the 1970s, this is when Oregon wine really started to become globally known. In 1979, Pinot Noir from Oregon actually won the Wine Olympics. If I were ever
Wine
competing in
Olympics.
an Olympics, I think the Wine Olympics is the one I would want to be at. And now today, Oregon has so many wineries. The Willamette Valley is actually one of the fastest growing wine regions in all of the country. So we're really lucky that it's our backyard. All right, with that, I think I need a glass of wine.
Any excuse. I see, I'm not a massive wine drinker. Baby taste buds.
Amazing wine tasting.
I wish I was.
Great to taste some Oregon wine.
Even got a souvenir.
She got this bottle of wine.
Always.
But now we need to go to where it all began, the rock.
We both talked about how the Missoula floods have benefited the Willamette Valley and made Oregon wine what it is. I figured that our geography trivia for today should be all about Oregon wine.
I don't know anything about wine, but sure, why not? Why not?
Wine not. All right, we're gonna start
Why
off, I
not?
think, a little easy. What is the biggest winemaker in Oregon's Willamette Valley?
Willamette Valley Winery.
I'm gonna give it to you. It's Willamette Valley Vineyards.
Ah, okay.
Are you
He was
trying to upset me? I mean,
Yes, you're gonna give it to me.
All right, next question. Oregon ranks 4th in the country for wine production. What are the 3 states ahead of Oregon?
California. I reckon there's one on the east coast, the northeast coast, isn't there? Like near Maine. California's definitely, I would have thought, the top producer of wine in the US. The other one. Who could that be? It wouldn't be Florida, would it?
Well, California, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna say maybe Washington State,
Yes.
Oh,
New York
it's
State.
Denver.
Oh my God, you got
Is it?
Yes.
Oh,
wow.
oh, I was
Okay.
close though.
All right, I don't know if you're gonna get this one.
Bring it on.
All right, we know that Oregon loves wine, and we even have Oregon Wine Month. What month is that?
It's got to be the wine harvest. Is there a wine harvest? September?
August?
No,
Oh.
it's May. We're
Oh,
in the
okay.
Willamette
Yeah, a
Valley,
lot
as we've
earlier.
already talked about, specifically in the Willamette Valley AVA. What does AVA stand for?
Agriculture
Yes.
Valley Agents.
Not quite. What? So AVA stands for American Viticulture Areas. And you'll find
right,
them
okay.
throughout the country. 2 out of 4, not bad.
It's the best I've done so far.
Good job, Jeff.
Thank you.
Did better than
And
me.
that has been our geography trivia.
I failed. Erratic rock. Yeah.
Now note, if you decide to come to the rock, it is a little bit of a hike from the road. I imagine in summer, I mean, that's very pretty because this is all, again, we're still in wine country.
Vineyards,
And so
yeah.
obviously a lot of wineries around here.
Would be pretty in the summer, wouldn't it? Very foggy.
It's the rock! Wow! Cool! It's a rock.
This
I
is the
like
rock
the fog.
from the start of our video this morning. It's not really about the rock. It's about the story the rock tells. Alexa, not convinced. So I would say, Alexa, that this isn't just a rock, right?
Yeah. And that's because
Because it's a piece of like ancient history
Yes.
that has established this entire Willamette Valley region as being very livable, as being one of the most noticeable objects
Yeah.
that tie us to the history of the Missoula floods. The fact that this rock exists here today in 2026, when it should be somewhere in Montana, I mean, that's kind of amazing.
totally.
Montana.
That's what I was gonna say.
She's very much not impressed with the rock. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning all about the Missoula floods and the Columbia River Gorge and basically how Portland exists the way it does in the Willamette Valley.
And why we have such amazing wine and fruits and vegetables here as well.
All that great stuff.
Next week,
Just
we
not
are
nice.
off to California, where we are camping on Santa Cruz Island, which is part of the Channel Islands National Park.
And there, we're going to perhaps discover why Santa Cruz Island is possibly the Galapagos of North America. Ooh.
Okay.
So as usual,
Come back next week.
for another adventure.
See you then. Now you might be wondering, what does a 90-pound, no, that's more than 90 pounds. All right, let's start over. It is an extinct, aliens. Aliens brought it here. Wow, it's a rock.
Didn't think I was gonna get the last one.
I mean, same.
I like the bloopers. Alexa talks like I talk to myself. When when you're talking absolute nonsense and you're just like, blah, blah, blah. Shake it off. Wow. Okay. I was a bit surprised that erratic rock came all the way from Montana, but actually thinking about it, they said earlier that's where what did they describe them as? Ice skates. What was it that they described them as? Why is it that they would periodically melt every 50 years? Is it just like a normal natural heating weather ecosystem type phenomena thing? And then every time that this melting took place, this huge volume of water would flood down into the neighboring states, into the Columbian Gorge. And and to think that there's still native tribes that tell about these stories and they're passed down from, by word of mouth. That's amazing. I love that. Oh gosh. So erratic rock is this very kind of mighty, imposing structure there that it highlights the history of Oregon and how, these natural, what do you call them, a natural disaster? I don't really know, but for whatever reason. So these floods are dragging soils and everything from Washington and then just kind of, I don't want to say dumping because that doesn't sound nice, doesn't it? Depositing them in Oregon there. Oh, I love that. I love little pieces of history. So yes, an absolute must visit because, like I say, I'm a bit of a history nerd. I love things like this. So this is on my bucket list, guys. So what is Portland? It looks absolutely beautiful. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. I hope you learned something new there. I absolutely did. Thank you very much, David, for requesting this video. Nice little gem there. So guys, take care of yourselves for now, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.